Before I begin talking about the creation of this piece, please note I am flipping the paper, wetting it, and doing a wash for the sky. Later on, I'll be adding technical commentary as well. Today, I am sharing the unexpected and slightly hilarious story of how I ended up creating this artwork inspired by the Great Gatsby. So, get ready for a little literature, a little Leo, and maybe a few clumsy selfies. Yes, you heard that's right. And trust me, it gets weirder from here, but in a good way. I'm drying the piece, flipping it again, and continuing with the background wash. It all started when I was deep into the Great Gatsby. You know that part where Gatsby walks into the room and sees two women seated on the sofa. The tension is so thick, it's almost a character in itself. I had to put the book down to really imagine that scene. The body language, the tension, the unspoken drama. But just when I thought I had all picture in my mind, I walk into the living room and what do I see? My husband is watching the Great Gatsby movie with Leonardo DiCaprio. Not big deal, right? But wait for it. It was exact same scene I had just read. Coincidence? The universe working overtime? I have no idea. So of course I ended up watching the whole movie. How could I not? The Leo factor is strong. After finishing the movie and the book, I couldn't shake that image. The two women on the sofa, lost in their own world. I knew I had to turn it into the painting. Before removing the masking fluid, I dry the piece with a hairdryer and then move on to detailing the characters. But here are the things. How exactly do two women sit on a sofa to show that tension and disconnections? I tried sketching different poses, but nothing felt right. So I did what any serious artist would do when faced with this dilemma. Yes, I took a bunches of selfies to figure it out. Because apparently imagining how characters should sit is harder than it looks. I was over here, like, should she cross her leg? Should she look more aloof? You get the idea. So, tip of the day, if you're ever stuck on figuring out characters' poses, grab your phone and take some selfies. Trust me, it works. And yes, it might be embarrassing, but it's also kind of fun. I mean, when you channeling your inner supermodel could help with the fine art. Guess I can add selfie maestro to my resume. By the way, did you notice at the beginning of the video that masking fluid was applied to the characters? After the selfie marathon, I finally found the composition that felt right to me. I wanted that woman's poses to be subtle and detached, while Gatsby stood far enough away to convey a sense of isolation. He is not in the frame, but outside of it, as if you are witnessing what is happening in the room through the Gatsby's eyes. The lighting should be soft yet symbolic, almost hinting at the unreachable dreams of the character. In the end, it wasn't about how perfect the poses were, but how they conveyed the feeling and the spirit of the era. This is what I want to capture in my work. I envision two women sitting on sofa who seems to float in the air. Their elegance embodies the spirit of the Just Age, while the soft pastel background highlights the intimacy of their secret conversation about life and love in the world of luxury. Still, I wanted to introduce a third character, a cat that had already been naughty, knocking over the vase with the flower. And now sits on the floor beside its owner, adding playfulness and lightness to the atmosphere. And there it is. After several drafts, countless selfies, and not a single meeting with Leo, my version of this significant moment in Gatsby's story is complete. It's still wild to me how my cozy movie night blended so perfectly with my reading. One moment, I'm lost in the book, and the next, I'm watching that exact scene play out on screen. How often does it happen? Please note that I'm working in a mixed technique here, watercolor and watercolor pencils. I'm gonna say, inspiration can come from the strangest places, sometimes from a good book, sometimes from selfie spree, and sometimes from your husband watching a film at just the right moment. So if you're ever stuck, remember, take a selfie, trust the process, and don't forget to watch a little Leo every now and then. Now I'm moving on to the overall composition. Oh, a quick side note, before recording this video, I wrestled with the camera angle for the edges. Seriously, the right angle was like a mythical beast I couldn't capture. But at this point, I did what I could with what I had. So after this experience, I went ahead and ordered an overhead tripod with a light from the online market. Fingers crossed, it will make life easier for my next video. Ta-da! Now the final touch up. Remember, stay creative, stay inspired, and never underestimate the power of a good selfie session. If you enjoy this and want to see more of my art or random stories like this, hit the like button and subscribe for more.